For some reason, there's a common misconception that Genjutsu wouldn't work on opponents without chakra. The reason is cope, but it's still worth explaining how Genjutsu works. For start, let's establish a few basics. The fundament of the power system in Naruto is chakra. Chakras are spiritual and physical energies innate to all living beings. Chakras flow through living beings through a network of energy lines called the categorize. This is a physical network in all living beings. It is separate from other networks, like the nervous system, for example. Categorize has 361 chakra points, from which chakra is released. For illustration, when Neji uses a rotation technique, chakra is released from most of chakra points in his body, passed through other parts of his body to ultimately form an external energy shield around him. By amassing and manipulating the two energies that flow through chakra network and are released through chakra points, characters can perform highly skilled techniques like Ninjutsu and Genjutsu. All Ninjutsu and Genjutsu is performed by utilizing chakra that is innate to the user. For example, Gaara uses his own chakra to imbue it with sand. By doing so, he can manipulate it, as it's his chakra that flows through the sand. Similar principle applies to other things like weapons, puppets, or even natural elements. Now that we got the most important basic principles down, let's see how Genjutsu works, and how those basics can help us understand it. Genjutsu works by affecting opponents' 5 senses, by controlling the chakra flow through their cranial nerves. As we know, to control something in Naruto-verse, you are required to utilize your own chakra. Genjutsu caster must thus first put their own chakra in their opponent. There are a few ways one can do that. Those who possess Mangekyo Sharingan can input large amounts of their chakra into their opponent just by looking into their opponent's eye. Direct eye contact is not required. Regular Sharingan does require eye contact, which makes inputting chakra into their opponent a bit harder. With audio Genjutsu, chakra is input into an opponent through sound. So there are multiple ways to put your chakra into your opponent. Some easier, some harder, but the basic requirement for Genjutsu to work is the same for all. Once the caster's chakra has been put into an opponent, the opponent is now under caster's control, inducing their chakra, and their own chakra flow is disturbed also. The caster can now control the flow of chakra flowing through their cranial nerves, affecting their 5 senses and starts showing them illusions. To break out of Genjutsu, the victim should stop their own chakra flow. By stopping their own chakra flow, they also hope to stop the chakra flow of the caster and break the control they have over them. Though that itself doesn't guarantee they will break out of a Genjutsu, if that doesn't work, it's their allies that should put their own chakra into them, by touching them and disturbing chakra flow that way. But even so, there were some indications that even that might not work with some advanced Mangekyo techniques, as seen from exchange between B and Naruto, where Naruto warns B he's finished if he gets caught in Tsukuyomi, even though B is a perfect Jinchuriki and has his tailed beast to disturb foreign chakra flow. But let's leave this aside for now. The point is, Genjutsu works by controlling the chakra flow through someone's cranial nerves. Chakra that comes from the caster, as you can only affecting something in Naruto-verse with your own chakra, and flowing that either through your opponent or inanimate objects to control them. Inanimate objects don't have chakra, but they can still be controlled, and because they don't have chakra, nor control their own chakra flow, they cannot stop or prevent the chakra flow of the caster. So, if opponent wouldn't possess chakra, the only chakra flowing through their cranial nerves would be that of the Genjutsu caster. And just like with inanimate objects, that would mean that the victim is fully under the caster control, with no real hopes of breaking out on its own. Thus, the only real hope for someone with a very poor chakra control or no chakra for breaking out of a genjutsu would be relying on their allies. To summarize, shinobis can control their own chakra flow and interjecting their chakra into their opponents or inanimate objects. So the only requirement for genjutsu to work on someone is that they possess cranial nerves. Possessing your own chakra and chakra network just makes it easier to break out of a genjutsu, but isn't a requirement to get caught in it in the first place. This video was quite long for how simple the whole topic is, but I wanted to make sure this is explained as thoroughly as possible. If this explanation helped you understand this better, give me a follow and stay tuned for more similar content in the future.